According to Brewer, the two suspects drove down this road right here. They came all the way down here, hopped up this curb, and drove through this family's backyard. And I can tell you that these roads are already slippery. Let me explain. Normally on these side streets off of Highway 74, 76, you can come out and take a left to get where you need to go. But as you can see right now, those entrances are blocked. That's what the World Cup is all about. The pageantry, the patriotism, and the passion of these fans is really lighting up this room right now. Well, John Fran, right now you're looking at a debriefing from law enforcement. It's been a long day for these officials who have been out here since about 11:30 this morning, and we just got the confirmation literally about 5-10 minutes ago that it was a Wilmington police officer who had barricaded himself inside of an apartment here. They finally were able to negotiate and get him to come out peacefully, and the police captain who told us about this said that it was difficult dealing with a subject who is one of their own because the police officer knows the tactics, knows the strategy that they were trying to use.
With anyone, that they're going to question anything that you're doing and thinking that you're maybe trying to trick them to do something else. But in this situation, it's just a matter of having the right people to talk to and understanding what the situation is. And that's what we do in every situation, is try to get a peaceful resolution.
Now the subject is being transported to New Hanover Regional Medical Center for treatment. There's no word yet on whether or not this subject will face charges, and police have not released the subject's name either. But again, a Wilmington police officer who had barricaded himself inside the apartment threatening to commit suicide. The standoff is now over. It ended peacefully, and police are wrapping up the scene out here. We're wrapping up our scene as well. This is Ben Powell reporting live from WECT News. Crews have been searching all over Southport for 2 weeks, but no sign of Adam. The 22-year-old suffers from schizophrenia and has been off his medication since the night he never returned home. Today we spoke exclusively with his adoptive mother.
Not flesh of my flesh, not blood of my blood.
Aaliyah Muhammad can't hold back the tears as she tries to recite a poem in honor of her missing son. She adopted Adam Muhammad when he was 2 years old and has raised him on her own.
Adam is a lovable person and he's easygoing. One thing about him, he's very trusting. Adam is my heart. It's like he's a part of me.
2 weeks ago, she drove Adam to work, but he still hasn't come home. Crews have been searching for any sign of him in Southport for weeks with no luck. A mystery that has truly shaken Aaliyah's spirit.
It's like it's no life. No life.
Since he's been gone, Aaliyah says her world has been turned upside down, lying awake at night, wondering where he is and if he's ever coming home.
I'm worried, I'm nervous, and I know I shouldn't be smoking, but now I'm chain smoking. Keep my nerves calm.
Southport Police Chief Jerry Dove says they're doing everything they can to find Adam.
Our community is one of faith. We have faith in each other, trust in each other. And there's one thing that binds us together, and that is hope that is eternal.
Hope is a hard thing for Aaliyah to find right now, but she does find strength in her favorite poem.
You did not grow under my heart, but in it.
Hoping Adam will soon come home again.
And he is always in my heart.
Chief Dove says this continues to be a search and rescue mission, and it's now gone to a national level. If you have any information about where Adam Muhammad is, call Southport Police. We have their contact information on our website, WECT.com. Reporting live, Ben Powell, WECT News.
18-year-old Brittany Rail was killed in a car crash on Memorial Day.
WECT's Ben Powell talked to her family today. He's live with their emotional story for us. Ben?
Yeah, John, coping with the loss of a loved one is extremely difficult, especially when it's someone's child. What makes it even harder is when a 5-month-old baby boy is left behind without his mother. It's hard to watch without shedding a tear.
He knows.
I know that's mommy.
He knows.
At only 5 months old, Brantley Rail doesn't know much about the world. but you can tell he knows what his mommy looks like.
He'll know her name. He'll know who she is. He'll see
There'll never be a
pictures.
day that there'll be a picture off my wall that of her mother will never come down.
The Rail family is struggling to get by, coping with the loss of their daughter Brittany, who they say died too soon.
She had care for everybody in the world. She's an outgoing redneck girl.
A redneck girl with a love for her daddy.
I'm waiting for the phone call. Daddy, you going out in your boat? Can I borrow something? And the phone don't ring no more. It's not there. I'll never hear from her, except when the Lord tells her to speak to me.
Brittany was traveling down Mount Pisgah Road in Brunswick County on Monday morning when she fell asleep at the wheel. Authorities say her car hit a mailbox, overcorrected, crossed the street, and hit a tree. They say she was not wearing a seatbelt.
A seatbelt can save your life. My daughter didn't have one on because she was only a mile and a half from home. She knew she'd make it. She didn't. Just buckle up. Just do it for your parents. Do it for yourself. Do it for your child. Just buckle up.
Brittany was a graduate of South Brunswick High School. She had plans to go to nursing school at NC State. Now her family says she's in a better place.
She's in heaven. She was a little baby again, laying there, and she's in peace. We've got memories and a lot of love for this girl. She was Daddy's little angel.
Now, Brittany's family spent the day planning her funeral arrangements. The viewing is set for tomorrow evening, and the funeral will take place on Thursday. Reporting live, Ben Powell, WECT News.
Good catch. Yeah!
Part tennis, part ping pong, and part badminton. Pickleball is one of the fastest growing sports in America.
You can play it anywhere. You don't need as much room. As you can see, we've got 4 courts on 1 tennis court, so it doesn't take up that much room. It can be played indoors and outdoors, and also it keeps people active.
Here at the Waterford community in Leland, pickleball expert Ryan Manchester has agreed to show me a few pointers on the game that many call addictive.
You don't try to top spin the ball.
Okay.
It's more flat. So you're basically just going to bring the racket back and down the line.
All right. On the other side of the net, 65-year-old Marty Smith. Like most players, Marty's day normally begins with 2 hours of pickleball.
It's just like table tennis. If you get to playing table tennis, the next thing you know, you want to play all the time. Pickleball the same way.
Played on a surface that is 1/3 the size of a tennis court and using many of the same rules, this sport is low impact and easier on the joints, making it a popular choice for seniors.
Nice! 1, it gets me off the sofa. 2, it's movement. It's healthy. You can break a sweat.
A lot of people like it socially, and that's where I think most of the seniors enjoy the game.
After more instruction from Coach Ryan, I was ready for a pickleball shootout. As you can tell, the 15-minute game gets pretty heated.
Yeah, there you go, Ben. Nice.
Here we go.
Nice shot there.
Now
nice
we're
shot.
ready.
Oh.
Go!
Trying to top spin.
So nice. Just give it a try and you'll be hooked on the sweet sport with a sour name.
Good game. Good game, Marty.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Good game, guys. Local teams and military crews started searching almost immediately, hoping to find the Marine alive, but just hours ago, the confirmation came in that he had died.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Marine's family and his loved ones. This tragedy affects us all.
Lieutenant Hector Alejandro with the 2nd Marine Aircraft Wing made the announcement during a press conference just hours ago. He said Marines searching from the air spotted the body. Others on the ground found it about a half-mile away from their command center. He said knowing where the Ospreys flew on Monday night helped in today's search.
The flight tracking information was very useful, and that is what brought us to find the body.
The identity of the fallen Marine will not be released until 24 hours after the next of kin are notified. Alejandro said a thorough investigation is underway to try to find out what happened and why it took so long for anyone on board the aircraft to notice the Marine was missing.
It's unfortunate that there was such a length of time between the incident and being identified, and honestly, we don't know how long that time that was, but every piece of the incident is going to be investigated.
Bladen County Emergency Services Director Bradley Kinlaw says local crews and nearby residents wanted to do whatever they could to find the Marine alive.
Still shows that the hometown community is in action here when anytime we have a disaster or tragic event.
Right now, the focus for these young Marines is on trying to cope with the loss of one of their fallen brothers.
This has affected many of us, especially the family and the unit the Marine belonged to. And this is as tragic as it gets. A training accident are some of the worst.
Investigators still have not yet said whether or not that Marine was strapped into the aircraft or not. They also have not mentioned if it was a mechanical issue or human error. That part of the investigation is still ongoing, and right now there's no word on how long it will take to find out. Reporting live in Bladen County, Ben Powell, WECT News.
The shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary in Connecticut almost a year ago prompted every school system in the country to rethink safety. Brunswick County reacted quickly, putting an officer in every county school. WECT's Ben Powell reports being a school resource officer is not your typical day on the job. Ben?
Well, John, officials say there's a big difference between working the streets and working the schools. Today, I got the chance to follow Deputy Bradley Huggins, and as I found out, his job is more than just protecting the school where he works. Belleville Elementary School is protected every day by Deputy Bradley Huggins.
What's up, guys?
But his job is more than just being a security guard.
What else are they having for lunch today? I heard they were having chicken or fish sandwiches. That's a nice salad you got there. Not all deputies can do this job and do it well. And it is more than just a job. You have got to really learn to appreciate it and love it. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? You doing good today?
Huggins says it's important to not only protect the school, but to build lifelong relationships with the kids who go there.
We get to sometimes come down to their level, sit in their seats at their desks, which are obviously a lot smaller. You guys doing good?
Yes, sir.
You guys ready for Christmas? Just seeing their smiles, interacting, just hearing the stories that they tell. What you all dressed up for? Cheerleading? You got competition coming up?
It's already over.
How'd you do?
Good.
From the cafeteria to the playground, Huggins makes his presence felt daily.
Okay, you ready?
And has a little fun, too.
All right, now don't rush me now. Don't rush me. Oh, my gosh.
With each walk of the balance beam and every high five, how's your hand feel?
A little sore. By the end of the day, it's a little red. Yes, sir.
In the end, it's all worth it to protect what he calls the most vulnerable citizens of our community.
It's definitely a different hat, but it is definitely enjoyable and rewarding.
Huggins says he hopes to return to Belleville next year, and Sheriff Ingram says he supports the consistency of having the same deputy back in county schools. Reporting live, Ben Powell, WECT News.